Let's talk about strip clubs. This is one of those issues that we knew coming in. If you are a city council member or the mayor, any elected official in any city that contains strip clubs, this is one of those divisive issues. So we are going to be bold and brave. We're not running away from this. This was something that was left to us by the previous council. And so we're going to stand up, be leaders, and forge ahead. There were 6 provisions that an expert who was hired by the previous council decided should go into an ordinance, and which is what caused that firestorm before of debate about whether strip clubs have the right to exist. Legally, they do. The First Amendment says that. So because of that, now what do? Can you target laws that will basically shut them down? Well, you could, but you also then would put your city in line with lawsuit after lawsuit after lawsuit. You couldn't really afford to not only defend them, but once there were judgments that were decided upon, then you got to pay that. And that comes out of the general fund. There's a special fund set aside for lawsuits, but that's money that we could have allocated otherwise. So what do we do now? We're at a place where we have caucused as council staffs. This is our job to come up with this ordinance, since a federal judge said the ordinance that's currently on the books is unconstitutional, so we have to write a new one. So that is what we're about the business of doing. What the community feels is very important to us. If it were up to me, I would uproot every strip club that's in a neighborhood and put them all in a red light district. That makes sense. So that's what I want to do. But I'm not the only person in this matter. There are 9 city council members, and you need 5 votes. At this time, we do not have the 5 votes for incentivizing those strip clubs to move from where they are currently to this newly rezoned district. So the ordinance that we introduced does say that no new strip clubs can go into neighborhoods. The ordinance does have 4 of the 6 provisions that this expert said should be in the ordinance. We don't agree that there should not be alcohol. We do not agree that you should wear, well, pasties. We don't agree with that, but all the other ones we do. No VIP room, that there should be a 6-foot distance, you should have to be on a stage, people have to be licensed if they want to work there, but we want to make sure that the licensing, the price of the licensing is not abusive to people who really can't afford it. Like a waitress or a waiter who makes $2.35 an hour cannot afford a $1,000 license. So we're making sensible provisions. We care about the community. So now we're moving forward. This is not about any individuals. This is not about me. This is not about any pastor. This is about the community. Because we have to coexist with these strip clubs, then what now do? We have to make sure that we are patrolling them and that our police department is making sure that they are abiding by the laws. But also, once the patrons leave, we want to make sure that they are the least disruptive to the neighborhood around them. So I've reached out to the owners of these strip clubs and say, would you be willing to work with us? Would you be willing to fund extra security that will supplement what our police officers do, and to hire the security to patrol a 1-block radius around your establishment? Are they replacing the police? No, they're not. That's not the intent. There are neighborhoods now that hire their own private security. But it is an added deterrent. So that's where we are. We've introduced this ordinance. This is not about me. This is not about legislating morality. There are people who believe that they shouldn't exist. That is not an option. So we are looking at the options we have. This is an ongoing process. We care about what the community cares about. This is not a controversy. This is not a tit for tat with any pastors. This is about making good government.